Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to tell a story about my most nervous or scariest airport experience. So to do this, you have to go back in time to October, November 2013. Me and 17 or 18 more mid-20s, early 20s lads booked 2 nights in Frankfurt. We got cheap hotel, cheap flights, away we went, and it was going to be a messy one. But anyway, it starts off by I was out all night drinking pints and how do I say this? We'll say bottles of Coke, we'll call it, just to get around YouTube's guidelines. But so I'd been out all day, all night, just like I said, drinking pints and having bottles of Coca-Cola. So I get back to the hotel at 8 a.m. I always remember. And I had a small bit of Coca-Cola left, and I said, you know what I'll do? I'll take a small bit when I get up, and I'll take a small bit at the airport before I go through. So like I said, I came back at 8 a.m. I didn't have to get up again. I somehow slept. I got up again, woke from my sleep at 8:45 a.m. because it was time to go for a taxi to the airport. So I got a whole 45 minutes of sleep. So before I left the airport, I took one little sip of my Coca-Cola and said, yeah, that's fine, just get me through the drive. You know, I was still kind of feeling it from the night before, the lack of sleep, the lack of everything. I was still in party mode. So I said, I'd have one more sip of Coca-Cola here and one more sip of Coca-Cola when I get to the airport. So I had my sip, got in the taxi, again with like Ryanair. They tell you that you're landing in Frankfurt airport, but we're actually landing in Hann, which is like, if memory serves me right, an hour and a half in the taxi outside of Frankfurt. But anyway, hour and a half later, whatever it was, we landed at Hann Airport. So I stuck to my plan and I said I would go to the bathroom, take one sip of Coca-Cola and the last sip of Coca-Cola and go through security. So I got to the bathroom and I see, when they're searching through my bag, can't find the Coca-Cola in my bag. I was like, right, where is it? I'm almost certain I put this into my bag. So I was in the cubicle, ripped out everything on my bag on the floor, no sign of the Coca-Cola. And I was, at this point, I was getting nervous because I was like, I'd been drinking for hours on end, had 2-3 bottles of Coca-Cola, and maybe I'm not seeing it. And I was just thinking about, I have to go through security, and I think there's a bottle of Coca-Cola in my bag. So eventually the boys are ringing me saying, where are you? I was like, yeah, I'll be through there in 2 minutes. I'll be through there and just in the bathroom, whatever I was saying. So eventually, nervous as fuck, I decided I'm going to have to go through security. Even though I can't find this bag of Coca-Cola, this bottle of Coca-Cola, sorry. And like, it wasn't the bottle of Coca-Cola not being in the bag that bothered me. It was the fact that maybe I didn't see this in the bag and it's going to flag it in security and I'm in a whole heap of trouble here. So eventually I said, yeah, I have to go through security. This has to be done. So I'm waiting in the queue and I'm sweating. I am sweating balls. Between a river of pints inside me, 2, maybe 3 bottles of Coca-Cola, and now the pressure of maybe there's a bottle of Coca-Cola, small bottle of Coca-Cola in my bag. So as we got closer and closer to security, I'm getting more nervous, more sweating. It's awful. Then eventually it's my turn, and the bag goes through security. I get my patted down, all that, the usual, go through the metal detector, and I see my bag coming through, and I'm sweating bullets at this stage now, and there's a river of sweat around me. And next thing, my bag goes through and it beeps, and my heart sinks, my arse falls out. I'm like, oh fuck. Bag beeps, and this security guy goes to me. He says, excuse me, is this your bag? I was like, yeah, that's my bag. I was like, oh my god, the bottle of Coca-Cola is in the bag. So then he opens the bag and my heart is pounding. Like I said, I'm sweating. Every pint I drank the day before was sweating out through me. He opens the bag, goes through the bag, and I'm like, oh fuck, the Coca-Cola is going to be in here. But turns out, you know, those shitty little plastic bags you put in the travel size Lynx is into this, or deodorant. My deodorant had fallen out of that bag, and that's what set the machine off. And I'll never forget, it was one of the most relieved moments in my life when he said, "Oh, it was this," I was like, "Oh, thank Jesus." And I just remember getting my bag, going straight through and going straight to the pub and having a pint. I was so relieved. It was insane. So yeah, that's my story for today. If you like this, I'll share some more stories. If you don't like this, what can I do? So please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck.